Those Nets, game 2 against the Bucks. You know by now, no James Harden. It was going to be a big 2 from start to finish, and boy, was it start to look. KD just embarrassed Giannis. Hits the jumper. Now, LeBron James has plenty of time to be a Twitter analyst because he is no longer in the playoffs. He's sitting at home doing nothing, tweeting. Thanks for this drop, LeBron. We know it was good. Durant then mean mugs it afterwards. Later in the first quarter, Nets up 10. Irving. Oh, my goodness.
Jeez.
I'm going to hit the brakes. He'll fly right by. You're going to do what? Top Gun. Durant and Irving combined for 22 points on 8 of 18 shooting in the first quarter. The Bucks as a team only had 19 points, 8 of 23 shooting. Nets led by 17 after the first. This is to say this was never going to be close. You knew it watching it. Second quarter, Nets up 19. Keep an eye on Blake Griffin. Remember the Blake that didn't dunk a while ago?
Yep.
He dunks. I mean, it's all going the Nets' way. Let me tell you something. Blake Griffin, in the absence of James Harden, can do that. These Nets, borderline unstoppable. They led by 24 at the break. They led by 49 at one point. KD had all the goods. In fact, he's averaging 32 points in his first 7 playoff games with the Nets. Now to the fourth. Chris Middleton misses a shot. Irving, coast to coast, noon Eastern. TV time. Rest in peace. Largest win in playoff history for the Nets. 125-86, and they are feeling good.
You're down 25, you're down 30. At the end of the day, it's like 5-6 minutes left. You know that it's hard to get back to this game. And at the end of the day, if you lose by 1 or you lose by 30, it's still the same thing. You still lose. You just got to, focus in what the team can do better. How can you pick yourself up, your teammates up, and get them ready for game 3.
Tomorrow will mark 2 years since you initially injured your calf. I know you worked your butt off to get to this point, but did you ever think you'd be this good?
Is that a real question? Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
what you want me to say to that? Of course I did.
It's pretty impressive what you've been able to do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I mean, that was 2 years ago. I'm looking forward to just getting up tomorrow and going to practice, watching film, and seeing how we can get better. But, I appreciate that, but, that was too long ago.
All right, so Durant, 32 points in just 18 attempts last night, continuing his scintillating start to the postseason. He's now got 224 points through his first 7 playoff games. Only 2 players in NBA history have done that at age 32. You know them, LeBron, Jordan, and now KD. Want to welcome in Chris Bosh joining us now. Chris, you played on a big 3 alongside LeBron and Dwayne Wade. And one of those 3 is missing, like Harden was in the first 2 games. How do the other 2 find a way to step up and succeed?
Well, I mean, it's always about raising your focus, right? You've heard the term next man up. Well, that's kind of always the focus that you have to have in a championship situation. I think if you look at the Nets, sure, Harden being out is a huge blow, but they could still be very effective, of course, with Kyrie and KD being who they are. And I'll tell you one thing. If Blake Griffin plays well, if he averages what he's averaging now at the clip he's shooting, really the whole team, but especially with Blake, I don't see anybody beating them. Milwaukee is going to have to figure out how to come in and play better defense.
What did you make of KD's performance last night?
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, that many points on that little shooting. That's about as efficient as you can get. And look, if he and Kyrie are shooting over 50%, KD over 65%, I believe, Kyrie over 50, they're going to be hard to beat. You're not going to win those games. You can't really slow them down, but you have to do as much as you can to make them take more shots to get to those points. The way that they're shooting right now is too efficient. They're in a rhythm. They're doing what they want. They're getting what they want. And, they're just having their way right now.
Yeah, you made the point about Blake Griffin. If he steps up, I'll tell you this. If Kevin Durant is vintage Kevin Durant in these postseason, look out, these Nets, who knows what's going to happen. Probably on their way to an NBA Finals.